Welcome back. Now, as a 19-year-old, there's not very much stuff I know about, but there are things I'm passionate about. And one is opening people's eyes about the truth of this world. And one big factor is the topic overstimulation. Now, I'm sure you all have heard this many, many times. Overstimulation, meaning I honestly feel like if you can overcome the addiction of wanting to constantly be stimulated, you will see true growth. And that's what I've seen over these past couple months. Now, some common methods of overstimulation would be social media, television, TV, honestly, all social media. And the big factor of it is TikTok. And that's when you're bored and you have maybe 5-10 minutes of free time, or maybe even more, maybe on a break at work, or maybe just in general on your free time. You're scrolling on TikTok, trying to find the perfect video that can take control over your mind for maybe even 30 seconds to a minute, and watch it and waste time not doing anything productive. Now, I did say in a recent video that social media is an amazing tool for learning about what you're passionate about, or learning about what you love. And that's exactly what I use it for. Every morning when I'm having my cup of coffee, not every morning, I would say like on mornings where I don't have much work to do because I worked my ass off the past couple of days, I like kind of taking it slow in the mornings and learning about stuff I'm passionate about, especially on YouTube, like watching very informative videos on the future of this world, technology, where technology is going. I mean, I find that really interesting. But when you get into the habits of trying to find a video that makes you happy, or trying to find a video that just keeps you stimulated for a while, that's in the end, that's what's going to make you weak. The thing is, it only gets worse because your brain is just going to want more and more and more and more. You can't stay the same, so it's just going to end up developing into a habit that's going to become extremely hard to break. And it was extremely hard for me to break, man. It was really bad before I joined the military, which was about 1.5 years ago now. And before, man, it was just like a habit of like, I would go to bed and maybe watch 30 minutes to an hour of Netflix when I was in high school at night. And then after that, then I'd turn off the TV and scroll on TikTok for about an hour. And then I'd finally go to sleep. And that was my habit, and that was my routine for months and months, maybe even a year. It was pretty bad. But now, I still do watch TV at night. And I'll get into a blue light rant later, I'm sure, in one of my videos, but I still do watch TV at night, and that's something that I personally enjoy. Now, am I addicted to it? It's kind of subjective to say if you're addicted to something or not, because especially if it's your addiction. But I would say I'm not, because I've spent plenty of time not having any sort of stimulation, especially through basic training. That was a big eye opener for me, and how you didn't have one source of stimulation at all when I was in basic training for 3 months in the Air Force. You found happiness in the smallest fucking things. You didn't even think about having your phone or scrolling on TikTok, man. So I wouldn't say I'm addicted, because I've already experienced the hardship. I've already experienced a life without any sort of technological stimulation from social media or television or any of that. Or music too. Music's a big one. So I would say I'm not addicted. But I guess it's possible I am. It's extremely important you maintain external stimulation, and you maintain it in a way where you don't become addicted, because there's so many people that are, and you can use that time doing something so much more productive. It's probably worth of you just sitting there in silence in your own thoughts instead of scrolling on social media about stuff you don't even care about. I feel like it would be more beneficial to you of just sitting there in silence and thinking about everything, thinking about your life and what you want to do with it, instead of scrolling on TikTok and constantly, I would say, or this is what I used to do, is like running away from your problems because you don't want to face them, and you're constantly scrolling on social media. But in closing, overstimulation, watch out for yourself. It will take control of you before you even know it, and it will get so bad to such a point where it will literally control your whole life. And the only one who can fix it is you. And that's how I fixed it. And even after I quit, it's called death scrolling. Even after I quit death scrolling, almost a year ago, I don't do it anymore. But I was still subconsciously open Instagram. When I pick up my phone, I open Instagram, and then as soon as I click Instagram, I instantly realize what the fuck I just did, and I close that app. So be careful about social media. Be careful about stimulating your brain from external sources like social media, and just constantly have your guard up. It's your mind. Take control over your own mind. Don't let other people control it for you. But aside from that, I'm glad I got that off. That's a topic I'm pretty passionate about, because I mean, almost everyone I know in my life is affected by overstimulation of some sort. And I'm no better, because I used to be too. But I guess we're on the topic of overstimulation and addiction. One big thing is smoking, drinking, porn. I didn't even account for those factors, but those are some big ones too. And I'll probably save that rant for another video, with smoking, drinking, porn, all the other addictions and outside of social media, because that's a whole topic in itself. I mean, I could just say you don't need any of that, move on, but I think it goes a lot deeper than that. And I think I would love to talk about it more later. But we're almost at the gym, and I already had my pre-workout meal. It's perfectly settled, and I'm ready to go hit the lift. Let's run on the window. Let's get some air. What a beautiful day, everyone! Woo! One thing I encourage is the first thing you do when you wake up in the day is go outside and just admire the day and thank the Lord for the day. I do that every morning. So I just make a beeline outside. It might be a while till I get to edit this video, because I have things to do with the military this weekend. So I'm gonna be busy with my business and that. So it might be a while till I get this video uploaded. Follow me now. I don't think I've ever said this, but I am on a cut, a really slow cut, because I've always had a bit of body fat my whole life. I've never really had a solid visible abdominal muscles, and that's what I'm going for. And it'll be easier on the budget when I move out, so I'm not buying a lot of food if I were to be bulk. But yeah, I'm slowly cutting. I've been around 180 pounds for the past 3 weeks, a month, because I got to a point where I was 200 pounds, and I had a pretty big amount of fat back then, and that was maybe 5 months ago. And over the course to now, maybe over the course of 4 months, I've cut down to 180, which is perfect. I love losing like a super slow amount of weight over the course of a couple of weeks. It's really slow. I maintain as much muscle mass as I possibly can, and I'm eating it like in a slight caloric deficit. Maybe like I never keep track of my calories ever, but I used to do it for like a year straight, so I have a really good idea of what I need and what food I need to consume, and how much calories are in most types of foods. I already know that stuff, and I keep just a mental log in my head. But I would say an estimate, it's probably around a 300 to 100 caloric deficit, and that's what I've been doing for a long time, with the occasional cheat meals, of course. Like last night I had a medium pizza, a whole thing of brownies. It was all to myself, man. It's like 4,000 calories right there. I will occasionally do that. I do enjoy it. Isn't it healthy? Absolutely. That's why I didn't want to really talk about the other addictions, because I can't really tell everyone to quit them if I still have one, technically, which is like binge eating like that. But I do it, like I maintain it, I control it every once a week. Usually it's about the area I do it. So that's why I'm in no place to tell other people to stop their addictions when I still technically have mine. So aside from that, it's fucking lit day. I want to keep on picking up the camera more and more and more, so it can just become a supernatural thing. I just pick it up and just speak my mind, speak my thoughts, and I generally want to be myself. That's it. It's pretty difficult nowadays to be yourself, but I mean, again, that's another rant I'll get into later. With all the external influence in this world, it's generally hard to quiet your mind, genuinely think about who the fuck you are. I'm going to go kill this leg day, and if I feel like picking up the camera when I'm done, then I'll see you soon. Now is the time I have to work harder than ever to achieve what I truly want to achieve in this world, and to make the greatest possible impact I can possibly make on this earth before I go. That has been my goal from day one, and it always will be. I think one thing I learned is even though I spent about 2 days, because I got all my work for my business done earlier than expected, and I had 2 days of time where I spent constantly learning about AI, the future, technology, just stuff like that. And it taught me, while it is good to learn, I think to go the places I want to go and to see the things I want to see, I have to work as hard as possible every day. I don't have time anymore to sit and wallow and scroll on YouTube. While it is beneficial, maybe it's okay to do it once in a while, but I don't have time anymore. I have to put every ounce of my strength into making this work, no matter what. I can't stay here. I can't stay in this town. I have to go out and live my own adventures, live my own life, find the woman I love and will cherish for the rest of my days, and really explore the things life has to offer and the true and meaningful things that I get to experience. I won't get to live those things out here. I have to travel. I have to see everything. I have to meet so many more people. There's so much more for me to do. Now, could I die tomorrow? Absolutely, I could die tomorrow. I think one important thing that will accelerate your growth in this life is learning to learn. I guess learning to learn from the mistakes of others and not have to experience them yourself. Luckily, I believe I have that strength, learning from other people's mistakes, not experiencing them yourself. And now, while experiencing the mistakes yourself are arguably one of the best ways to grow as a person. If you learn from other people's mistakes, it genuinely will accelerate your growth in life. But I think God is telling me, as a 19-year-old man with barely any experience in this life and so many more things to explore and so many more things to see, so many more people to meet, I am in no place and I have no right to give other people life-altering advice when I barely experienced any of it myself. I think that's a big thing. And now I probably still will give advice, because in my eyes, there's no point of fucking living if I can't have any sort of influence, if I can't have any sort of positive influence on someone or impact them in any fucking way, because what the fuck am I here for? But I have to learn. I have to go through experiences, and I have to go through life on my own with no one supporting me, and I have to struggle as much as I possibly can to learn, to experience what this world truly offers, and to follow God every step of the way. That was just some serious heart-to-heart. I love talking about topics like this that are genuinely beneficial to everyone that hears them. And I will always talk like this. I will never talk about pointless fucking things that lead to nowhere in this road of life. But I have some videos I need to put together from the business. And today I'm gonna see if I can send out some free value to one client I have in mind and see if I can pick them up too. I'm thinking about doing $1,500 a month for them. And hopefully I can start making around $3K a month instead of about 1.3, 1.4. Thank you for watching, but I have some work to do. I'll see you in the next one.